We are live. Hello, everybody. We are live, and I think we are going to have 10, 15, 20 minutes together, fun minutes. I'm very happy today because we had the deep discussion before. Michiko is with me today, and we are going to speak about love. And it's very important. There is different ways to speak about love, and we have a specialist today. So just for the people looking at this for the first time, I am Christelle Pilot. I am French, living in Frankfurt, Germany, and I help parents to recapture freedom. So that means that to build a team at home for best support and to know what matters to them and eventually change career. And here we have Michiko, and tell us where you're from, where you live right now, and then we can continue our discussion.
Well, hello, everyone. As Christelle already said, my name is Michiko. I am originally from Philadelphia, USA, but I live with my husband and our two wonderful teenage children in Bensheim, Germany.
Exactly. So not far away from Frankfurt. And so you told me just before that you are an international coach, or you coach international people, and it's all about love and relationship.
Exactly. I always say my coaching is more of a three-pillared coaching because, it doesn't matter if we're talking about love, if we're talking about relationships, or we're talking about business. If someone is feeling some kind of way, we have to actually look at all three pillars, because if you're unsatisfied with your business goals, business life, it could also be that it's the right business, it's the right life, but your relationship is suffering and it's pulling on that pillar where you're feeling really stressed and out of contact with yourself. So that's why my coaching is actually a three-pillared coaching, where we actually deep dive into who you
Yeah.
are.
So I really love it because we had this discussion on the chat as well, that I have my coaching on three pillars as well. And at the end, we want the same, right? We want that
Yep.
people have a fulfilled life, feel free, feel good, and feel confident with what they live in their life, and that they can live their passion and their mission the best. I decided to go with parents because I did all this work by myself during the last 10 years or more. And you did that as well. So you did the work, you shape the life you wanted, and it's exactly what you do with your clients. So if you had, during this pandemic, and in Germany right now, we still have lockdown, we still have the children at home with, so it's a lot of stress, a lot of overwhelming moments. If you had to give one tips, one thing that you suggest to go faster, better, what would it be?
Well, first and foremost is first you have to look at yourself. I understand that a lot of parents are going completely crazy because, we have homeschooling, they're working from home at the same time. They're trying to, put all of this in one space, and they're completely stressed out.
Yeah.
I've been working from home for almost 15 years now. So me working from home is, I was like, why is everybody so upset? Like,
I agree with you. It's
I
normal,
don't,
right?
yeah. Um, but also, I mean, my son he just turned 17 in February. My daughter's 12. So I can say, if they were smaller, it probably would have been more difficult for me. But at the same time, it wouldn't have been, because I know I can, for me, I know who I am. I know what I need, and I know when I need a break, I just take a break, right? And I think that is the thing that a lot of people that are working from home now don't do.
Okay, so it's to know what you need and to be able to communicate that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Most people that I've been talking to now during the pandemic is, they're working from home and they don't do, those 8 hours, right? They're working 10 hours, 12 hours. They're not really taking the time to take a break because, now the kid's calling, I need help. So they stop what they're doing and they go. And then when they come back, they're going on overboard, right?
Yes.
And then they get stressed. And now they're stressed, they don't have an outlet, and then it's going towards the family. It doesn't matter if it's the father, if it's the mother, or if it's the child.
Mm-hmm.
When you get into a very stressful situation, because it's only humanitarian, we tend to let our stress out on others.
Sure. So it's more or less the only way we have, right? So it's exactly what we do, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's really important to know yourself and know what you actually need to let your stress just, kind of let it go. Just let it go. And you really need a lot of self-love. And self-love also comes with, being consequent with yourself at saying, I need to take a bath. It's going to be 2 hours. I'm going to read a book. I'm going to shave my legs. Leave me alone. I'll be back in 2 hours. To be able to say that and not feel guilty about it. And I think that, as a mother, that's one of our biggest problems. We always feel guilty if we take time for ourselves. But you also have to realize when you take time for yourself and you're giving yourself that love that your soul actually needs in that moment, you're actually giving more to the loved ones around you.
Yeah, I would. I had the same problem, right? So it was very difficult to take time for myself, and so I work a lot with time block. I really need that to structure my day and so on. And when I see the need that I have, I take a time block for me, and I see that as an invest. I invest in me in order to be a better mom or a better coach or whatever I need to be better at. But I see that really I don't take time, because when we say take time, it's really I take time from someone. So if I take time for me, I have less time for my children or for my husband. So now I decided to invest time. I invest time in me, and that shifted a little bit. So how I can feel if I invest in me, I know that it's the best way to be the better mom, and then it's not selfish anymore. So
well, it does have to do a lot with the mindset and how we phrase things to ourselves.
yeah,
When we say, as you said, I'm taking time for myself, which means I have to take time from other things or other people, and I don't have time for them then.
yeah.
But when you say I'm investing in me so that I can be better mother, coach, wife, whatever, then we do that mindset shift, and now we don't feel bad about it anymore.
Yeah.
But also, I do feel that, living in Germany, I've been living here for ever. I'm biracial. My mother is German, so I was actually born in Germany. My father being in the military, constantly moving, and we moved every 2 to 3 years. As a child, I hated it. Looking back, it was great because I got a chance to experience different cultures, different countries. But at the same time, it's like, no. When I look at my children now and I'm like, I could never take them now out of school and move to a complete different country. No. So when I kind of got a look at different cultures, and in Germany, when we say Selbstliebe, self-love, it's always looked at as being conceited. What, you love yourself?
Yes.
And I'm like, well, yeah, hello? Of course I love myself. If I can't love myself, nobody can love me.
I agree.
And that's what I try to tell, my clients, my coaches, that if you don't know how to love yourself, if you don't know what you need to feel loved, you will never feel loved by anyone because
Exactly.
they're never going to do you justice.
And you told me there is different ways to speak love. Let's say this. We'll put
Yes.
this way.
Gary Chapman, an author and psychologist, has a book, The 5 Languages of Love. And each soul has their own language. And that's something that I also had to learn in my journey with my husband and our children, that my love language was a complete different than my husband's language, my daughter's language, or my son's language. So we're 4 different people and we all have a different language. And you know how parents are always arguing with their teenage kids? It really comes down to the different love languages. It's basically like, to make it very vivid, it's like the mother is speaking Russian and the child is speaking Portuguese. Right? So they're fighting against each other, screaming at each other, I love you, I love you, I love you, te amo, te amo. And the other person's like, saying, I love you, but they don't understand each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's very important to, one, know your own love language, and also what is your child's love language? What is your significant other's love language? If you know that and they know yours, then communication becomes, you can read each other's mind.
I so agree with you because I definitely had to learn that the hard way as well with my husband, because we are completely different. He's German too, so the language, the culture is different, and we have completely different ways of showing our love, and I couldn't see his way. So during a while, I was like, oh my God, he's so not appropriate for me because he never give me some love. And during a while, it was really what I thought deeply. And then I have seen that it's not true, that he did that, but I just couldn't see that for the first time. And then it's really changed the way we communicate and the way I looked at all the things he was doing around me. And that really helped me a lot. So I think without understanding that, it would be difficult. So definitely.
Well, it's kind of like my mother and I have 2 completely different love languages. My mother's love language was actually gift. My mother loved going shopping for me, buying me clothes, buying me shoes, buying me this, buying me that, buying my father. And for me, I was looking at it, well, yeah, she's my mom,
Normal.
I don't have a job.
Yeah.
I can't buy my own clothes. But she was actually, what she was buying me was, her giving me love. Exact same thing from my father. But at the same time, is her love language is gift. She wants to give, but she also wants to receive. And that wasn't something that my father, did. Wedding day, anniversary, birthday, Christmas. Yeah, then he got gifts, but like the other days in between, my father wasn't, the type of man that was constantly gifting my mother. For me, my love language is touch. I need physical touch to feel loved. So my mother and me, we were constantly arguing, because I'm like, but I don't like it. And my mother would get really, really, really upset because I didn't like what she bought me. And she took it very personally. And I'm like, Mom, I don't like it. For me, it was something, if you don't like it, then say you don't like it. Don't say I like it and then it's in your closet and you never look at it.
Yeah, but when you say that, so it was one way to tell her, I don't like your love, or I don't want it, or I don't see it.
Exactly.
And that it's very hard, right? So it's
exactly. And
hard
that's
message.
just, in a lot of relationships that I've worked with over the last 15 years, hundreds, a lot of men have the language of talk, right? So they actually, it's not how we women communicate. For them, it was more like they would call at work, hey, what are you doing? How are you? Or the wife was out, girlfriend was out, and he would, send a text. And if that wasn't their love language, they felt they were being controlled. Like, why is he constantly calling me?
Yeah.
Why is he constantly writing? What am I doing? When actually, he's communicating, and he just wants to know, how are you? He just wants to make sure you're okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Not the communication how we women like to communicate. We want to sit down, have a nice
chat.
Yeah, have a nice chat, talk about our day. That's not what the men's language of talk actually is. So they felt they were being controlled. They were they felt pushed into a corner.
Yeah.
And they were trying to fight their way out because they just didn't understand it. Just like how many men do you know that does garden work? Cleans up the yard, takes care of the rose bushes, mows the lawn, kind of things. And then he'll come in and say, hey, come out and look. And for you, it's normal. So you're like, oh, yeah, it's nice. And he's actually screaming at you, I love you.
That is, also for me, that it's so true. So it's really what's happening in my life. So I think it was what's happening last weekend. So.
Yeah. So and for you, it's just like, well, it's like it's what he likes to do.
Exactly. Great. Yeah.
But you don't take it as he's telling you, hey, I wanted to make sure that when you came out and you looked at the yard that you were mesmerized.
Yeah, I agree 100.
So it's why it's so important to actually understand the love languages. And for me, I have different languages in my love communication. I love giving gifts. Like I'll be out and I'll see a tie, right? And my husband's always wearing, suits and ties. So I would see a tie and I'm like, oh my God, this would look so good on him. And I would bring it home to make him happy. But he's always at work. He never goes shopping. He hates clothes shopping. So for him, it was, he was like, well, yeah, you're shopping. You see it, you bring it home. He wasn't seeing it as I was gifting him my love, that I was thinking about him while I was out. So, but I also have the love languages. I need affection. I need physical touch. If he's not coming and hugging me, I'm like, are you not attracted to me anymore? Did I get too fat? Because, that's how we women, we function. We're like, he's not coming. He's not making the first step. Why?
There's a problem.
So we have to understand that my love language might be touch. His love language is he loves to massage my feet after a long day. It's great. It's fabulous. I love it. But I need a hug. I need to be standing in the kitchen and he comes in from behind and just hugs me because he felt the need to and not because I asked for it. So that's, when you're communicating love, it's so important to know your own language. That way, when you realize it, you can actually tell the people around you.
Exactly.
What I really need.
And you can see better what they give you, even if it's not the appropriate one language, but when you can see that, so you are already, you feel fine. You know that they love you, they give the way, maybe it's not the best way for you, but still you see love is all around. And then you can start to communicate eventually differently. but it's already important to see what's going on around you. Yeah.
And it's just the same, not just, you know, in sexual relationships with with wife and husband, girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend. It's also the language that we have with our children.
Definitely. Yeah.
You know, for some parents or mothers, fathers, whichever, criticism is a love language. So they're criticizing the child for whatever reason, but they don't mean it in a bad way. But it's coming to the child as horrible.
Yeah.
How can my mother criticize me? You know, so it's really important to, excuse me, especially for your children, to know their language of love. Because just because your language is criticism, and you're giving love criticism, kind of like tough love. You don't mean it in a bad way, but you want them to better themselves because you see all the potential they have. They'll see it eventually, maybe not as fast as you'd like, but also at the same time, they have to learn themselves. And that's what a lot of parents tend to forget. That they're like, well, it's just a kid. Yeah, but that kid was born with a gift. You know, that baby was born with a gift.
I really agree with that. And that could be another life, you know, that could be really another. So that is having as less interference as possible. So as a parent, so not trying to be present all the time, but to let them be. So I called that the no interference, or so as less as possible interference. And I can see that with my boys. I have 3 boys, so they fight all the time, but they play. And I tend to want to interfere all the time because sometimes it's really tough. But I know they play, I think they need that. And so I just decide to not interfere and go do something else, do a bath, take a bath or whatever.
Yeah.
But the non-interfering is so important. And I think it's something that as parents, we interfere far too much. Yeah.
Yes, we do. Yeah. Well, you know, as I said at the beginning, my children are 17 and 12. So I have a 17-year-old son and a 12-year-old daughter. A 17-year-old son that I swear he's Muslim, right? He's very hard on his little sister. So, you know, I mean, she doesn't look 12. She looks a lot older than she actually is. You know, she's very mature. And he's like, no, what, a boy called you? You can't, no, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And she was like, da-da-da, you're not my father, da-da-da-da-da-da. And I just let him have it to a point, you know, because I know that for others, it might seem drastic, but that's him showing her, you know, how much he cares. He doesn't want her to get hurt. He knows boys in that age. You know, he knows what they're looking for. He knows what they want their girlfriends to do. And he's like, no, you're too young. It's like, I'm not too, and I'm thinking to myself, yeah, you're too young. Yeah. Yeah, you're too young. You know, but at the same time is, you know, we sit down and we're very, very open in our house. So we talk very openly about sex, relationships, very, very open. You know, I think a lot of people, if they would sit at our dinner table and listen to the conversations that we have sometimes, they would probably be like fire red. They'd probably look like this in their face, right? Like, oh my God, look at these people. But for us, it was always very important to, you know, sex is something normal. We all need sex. Sex, for some people, sex is like the air we need to breathe, right? So normalize it. The more you kind of push down on it and it's bad and, you know, the more a child is going to want to do it.
Yeah, the normalizing.
I can proudly say my 17-year-old son is still a virgin. That's not normal these days. But he also said, you know, he hasn't found the right one. And because for us, it's normal. It's nothing to rush into.
Yeah.
And and that's why, you know, for my daughter, our daughter, it's so important to have that big brother, to see, you know, he's a boy, you know, he's 17, he's still a virgin. Why rush into it?
Exactly.
Knowingly that she has friends that are 12 and 13 that are no longer virgins because the boy begged them to have sex with them.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so all of this kind of, it brings our family into this round, perfect ball.
Yeah.
Saying that this is a safe place. We can talk openly about everything.
Yeah.
And not be afraid of it, because so many parents will not talk about sex with their children.
I agree.
They feel ashamed about talking about it.
So if we from this time when we have been talking together, so if you would put that all together, it's knowing who you are, knowing
Yes.
your boundaries, and being able to know your love language, being able to understand the love language of others, to be able to communicate as well the love language, to be open, honest, and to normalize things. I really love that, and try not to interfere too early.
Yes.
That's correct?
That's perfect.
And I 100% agree with you. So it's exactly the same here in the French-German way. But definitely, thank you very much for this talk. I found that there is a lot of nuggets there, a lot of things that we can take and think about it, and okay, how could I do that differently? How could I push that even more eventually? So thank you. And the last question I would have is, how can we find you? Do you have a website? Do you have an Instagram? Do you have a Facebook? You do have, but I'm going to tag you. Where can we find you?
Well, basically, I'm all over. As soon as you put my name into Google, you will find all of my sites.
Okay.
My website is actually at the moment in work. I'm having it redesigned. It should have been done, but my family and I were suffering from COVID for the last, well, it's been a week that I've actually been healthy again. So the last 4 weeks, basically, nothing happened in my life, and the website is still under construction because I wasn't able to get my photos taken and all of that great stuff. So the website is actually closed, but I'm available on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Okay, great.
Just Michiko Riezz, and you'll find me everywhere.
Okay, great.
Everywhere.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
One thing I would really love to give our listeners is, when you're communicating, don't make things complicated. Say it very direct and say it very plain. Especially for the women listening, we tend to kind of talk in between the lines because we're scared to say it directly. That's the wrong approach for us. We really need to be very direct and say, this is what I want. This is what I need. You know, don't go out and like kind of throw breadcrumbs hoping that you're being understood, right?
Yeah, I agree too.
Say it very directly. I'd like to, I had a client, her husband was a technic freak. So everything, all new programs that came out on the computer, this and that and that and that. That was his gift to his wife for her birthday, Christmas, you know, whatever. She didn't like it. She never liked it. But she always said thank you.
Yeah,
she was very grateful. But she was very upset that she would throw in, you know, she knew it was her birthday. She was out with her girlfriends. She saw a beautiful necklace. She would come home, tell her husband about the beautiful necklace, giving him that breadcrumb, hoping that he would get it and go get the necklace for her birthday. For a man, he's thinking, well, why didn't you just buy it? If you like it, why didn't you just get it?
Yeah.
So be very direct. It's okay to say, this is what I want. It's okay to say, this is what I need, instead of giving breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs just lead to misunderstandings.
Yeah, I agree. So clarity, knowing what you need, and then tell it clearly.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you very much.
Thank
So,
you.
bye-bye, everybody. If you have extra questions, so you can put the question in the chat. I have seen that we have few people looking at us right now, and see you for next interview. But thank you very much, Michiko, to have been here.
Thank you for having me, and I wish you all a wonderful, wonderful, if you're in Germany, holiday tomorrow. And for all the men that are watching, frohe Vatertag.
So, genau, I have there for my husband. So I have a gift. We'll see how it goes. Bye-bye.
Bye.